700 federal agents, 120 reputed rival gang members. Bronx, New York. It's believed to be the largest gang takedown in New York City history.
The disappearance of Orson and Orrin West, uncovering the truth through official documents. On December 21, 2020, Orson and Orrin West, just 3 and 4 years old, were reported missing by their adoptive parents, Trezell and Jacqueline West, in California City, California. Their disappearance sparked a massive investigation, one filled with inconsistencies, unanswered questions, and disturbing revelations. In this video, we're diving deep into official law enforcement documents, revealing never-before-seen details about the case. These reports include interviews, search warrants, phone records, and social media investigations, each one bringing us closer to understanding what really happened to these 2 little boys. From conflicting stories to suspicious behavior, we'll break down the key findings from the investigators who worked tirelessly to uncover the truth. I'm going to start this video by letting you know that I've skipped the index, which contains over 170 pages of names, numbers, locations, and more. Instead, I'll begin with the first official report I come across. Subject Initial Report, Author 1202, James Lewis. Related date Dec 23 to 2011-30. Investigation synopsis. Orson West, 3 years old, and Orrin West, 4 years old, are reported missing to the California City Police Department on Monday, 12 to 21-20. Parents, slight reporting party. Trezell West and Jacqueline West, reported missing from the rear yard of California City. California City Police Department Report, CR 20-452. Detective Ryan number 1266 and I responded to the California City Police Department on Wednesday, 12/20/23/20, at approximately 11:30 hours to assist with the ongoing investigation. Narrative text type investigator follow-up. Subject phone numbers. Author 1202, James Lewis. Related date Dec 23 to 2013. During the investigation, I was provided 2 phone numbers relevant to the investigation. One phone number utilized by Trezell West, GO 2020-2351 detective arrest. One phone number utilized by Jacqueline West. The California City Police Department Communications Center conducted a records check of the phone numbers, which revealed a carrier of Metro PCS, T-Mobile. On Wednesday, 12/23/20, at approximately 1300 hours, I authored a search warrant requesting subscriber account information and call detail records for both of the above-listed phone numbers. The search warrant was signed by the Honorable Judge Oglesby on 12/20/23/20 at 14:38 hours. I submitted the search warrant to Metro PCS, T-Mobile, on 12/23/20 at 15:29 hours. On Thursday, 12/24/20, at approximately 16:57 hours, I received the requested information from T-Mobile, Metro PCS. The phone number had a subscriber of Jacqueline G. West. However, the phone number had incorrect subscriber information. On Saturday, 12/26/20, Detective Ryan received a call from Trezell West, who requested the cellular phones seized by the California City Police Department. Detective Ryan asked for the phone numbers related to the seized cellular phones. Trezell West advised the phone numbers were redacted and redacted. I examined the Facebook information from Jacqueline West's account and noticed a private message which read as, "Hey, sis, my number is redacted." On Sunday, 12/27/20, I authored a search warrant requesting subscriber/account information and call detail records for the correct phone number related to Jacqueline West. The search warrant was signed by the Honorable Judge Orrin Bowles on 12/27/20 at 20:21 hours. I was advised that Trezell West had a prior phone number of redacted. A records check of the phone number revealed it was previously registered to Trezell West. I was advised that Jacqueline West had a prior phone number of redacted. A records check of the phone number revealed it was previously registered to Jacqueline West. Further, I noticed Jacqueline West called the Bakersfield Police Department on 9/27/16 using the phone number redacted. On Sunday, 12/27/20, I authored a search warrant requesting subscriber, account information, and call detail records for the correct phone number related to Trezell West and Jacqueline West. The search warrant was signed by the Honorable Judge Orrin Bowles on 12/27/20 at 20:15 hours. I submitted both of the search warrants to Metro PCS, T-Mobile on 12/27/20 at 21:41 hours. On Monday, 12/28/20 at approximately 12:14 hours, I received the requested information from T-Mobile, Metro PCS. The following information has been obtained through Metro PCS T-Mobile. Trezell West's previous phone number, Trezell West's recent phone number, Jacqueline West's previous phone number, Jacqueline West's recent phone number. The information was forwarded to Detective Ryan and the Federal Bureau of Investigations. Narrative text type, investigator follow-up. Subject, ESU for phones. Author, related date, Dec 23rd, 2016. During the investigation, I was advised of a cellular phone seized from Trezell West, black LG dual screen, and one cellular phone seized from Jacqueline West, black LG dual screen. I was also advised that a cellular phone was seized during the execution of a search warrant at location redacted. The third cellular phone was described as a White Galaxy Note 3. The cellular phones were later transferred to the care and custody of the Federal Bureau of Investigations. On Sunday, 12/27/20, at approximately 1600 hours, I authored a search warrant to access the contents of the listed cellular phones. The search warrant was signed and authorized by the Honorable Judge Orrin Bowles on 12/27/20 at 1958 hours. The signed search warrant was provided to Detective Ryan No. 11266, who is a task force officer with the Federal Bureau of Investigations. No further. Narrative text type, investigator follow-up. Subject, social media. Author, 12:02. Related date, December 23rd, 2020 at 18 hours. During the investigation, I was provided with the following social media accounts for Jacqueline West. Instagram username of redacted, which displayed a photograph of Jacqueline West on the homepage of the account. General Offense Report Number 2020-23510, Detective Arrest. Facebook username of redacted, which was publicly accessible and contained multiple photographs of Jacqueline West. Additionally, I was provided with the following social media account for Trezell West. Facebook username of redacted, which contained photographs of both Trezell West and Jacqueline West. On Wednesday, December 23rd, 2020, at approximately 18 hours, I authored a search warrant for the Instagram account listed above. The search warrant was signed by the Honorable Judge Twisselman at 21:08 hours. I authored an additional search warrant for the Facebook accounts listed above. This search warrant was signed by Honorable Judge Twisselman at 21:12 hours. The search warrants were submitted to www.facebook.com/records on December 23rd, 2020 at 23:18 hours. On Thursday, December 24th, 2020, at approximately 15:04 hours, I was notified by records.facebook.com that the request for the Facebook accounts had been processed under Facebook case under 5640866. At approximately 15:06 hours, I was notified by records.facebook.com that the request for the Instagram account had been processed under Facebook case number 5640087. At approximately 20:43 hours, I accessed facebook.com/records and downloaded the requested social media accounts, which were provided in 3 separate PDF files. I then uploaded the PDF files onto a USB flash drive. On Saturday, December 26, 2020, at approximately 11:30 hours, I met with Officer Hansen of the California City Police Department and provided him with the PDF files. Narrative text type supplemental report. Subject, Trezell West phone call. Author, 1266. Related date, December 26, 2020 at 14:24 hours. On Monday, December 21st, 2020, there were 2 children, Orson West, 3 years old, and Orrin West, 4 years old, reported missing to the California City Police Department at about 17:45 hours. During the initial investigation, parents Trezell West and Jacqueline West had conflicting stories regarding when and where the children went missing. On Tuesday, December 22nd, 2020, I interviewed Trezell West and Jacqueline West. After the interview was complete, I gave Trezell West and Jacqueline West my contact information and advised them to notify me if they needed anything regarding their missing children. For further, refer to the supplemental regarding the interview submitted under this case number. On December 26, 2020, at about 14:24 hours, I received a phone call. The phone call lasted approximately 3 minutes in duration. The following is also a synopsis of the statements and events and is not verbatim. When I answered the phone, a male subject identified himself as Trezell, who I recognized to be Trezell West. Trezell West wanted to know the status of the items seized from the search warrant of his residence. Trezell West asked if his 4 other children, Go 2020-235120, Detective O, were in foster care and going to be separated. I advised Trezell West I was unsure, but believed they were still at the Jamison Children's Center, and he would be notified if they were separated. Trezell West also advised me that the number he used to call me was his new phone number due to his cell phone being seized. Trezell West did not ask any questions or seem too concerned of his 2 missing boys. The phone call was ended a short time later. Nothing further. Narrative text type, investigator follow-up. Subject realtor statement. Author 1202. Related date December 27, 2020 at 13:36 hours. On Sunday, December 27, 2020, at approximately 13:30 hours, I checked Realtor.com for California City. I noticed Michelle Greenlee was listed as the agent representing the seller, and Robert Dees was listed as representing the buyer. I contacted Greenlee at approximately 13 to 36 hours. I asked Greenlee if she was familiar with Aspen Avenue, and she advised that she remembered the residence. I asked Greenlee if she remembered the customers who purchased the residence. Greenlee advised that she had met both Jacqueline West and Trezell West on a few occasions. I asked Greenlee if she remembered seeing any children when she met with the customers, and she replied, no. Greenlee said the buyer's agent, Robert Dees, would have had more contact with the family than she did, and he may have seen their children. I ended my contact with Greenlee. I contacted Dees at approximately 13:49 hours. I asked Dees if he was familiar with the sale, and he advised that he was. Dees told me that he had seen the customers on the news. I asked Dees if he remembered seeing any children during his interactions with the family. Dees advised that he only observed the children on one occasion, and that was during the final walkthrough for the sale. I asked Dees when the final walkthrough occurred. Dees examined his text messages with Trezell West and advised that the walkthrough took place on September 11th, 2020. I asked Dees how many children he observed that day. Dees remembered seeing 5 children on the day of the final walkthrough. Dees advised that the 5 children spent most of the time in the rear yard of the residence. Dees stated that 4 of the children were playing, while the 5th child appeared to be very timid. Dees advised that the timid child was the youngest of the 5 and appeared to be one of the missing children. Dees described the child as being very quiet and not playing with the other 4 children. Dees described the parents as odd and said he remembered them well. Dees advised that the parents wore ninja shoes, which stood out to him. Dees advised that the phone number he had for Trezell West was redacted. Dees stated that he was available for any future questions and would help in any way he could. I ended my conversation with Dees. Subject, video. Video, auth 1266, Ryan, date December 27th, 2020, 50:30. On Sunday, December 27th, 2020, at approximately 15:30 hours, Senior Officer L. James and I, Detective J. Ryan, were conducting a canvass for any possible video surveillance that may have recorded the missing juveniles. Orson West, 3 years old, and Orrin West, 4 years old, at their residence in California City, California, 93505. We made contact with an occupant who identified himself and invited us into his residence. He stated that he believed his video surveillance system captured the West's residence. He further explained that the system retains video footage for approximately 1 month before it is automatically deleted. Senior Officer James reviewed footage from December 19th, 2020, as Trezell West and Jacqueline West had previously stated that they left California City around 1100 hours, with all 6 of their children to travel to Bakersfield, where they reportedly dropped their 4 oldest children with Trezell West's parents. Upon reviewing the surveillance footage, Senior Officer James observed what appeared to be only 4 children leaving the residence, entering the white van and departing a short time later. At approximately 17:45 hours, Trezell West and Jacqueline West returned to the residence alone. The resident allowed Senior Officer James to take possession of the digital video recorder, DVR, for further examination. I checked the time and date stamp on the video and confirmed that it appeared to be accurate. I then took possession of the Swan DVR and transported it to the Bakersfield Police Department Computer Forensic Unit for analysis. Sergeant D. McClive, number 1000, downloaded the contents of the DVR and later booked it into the Bakersfield Police Property Room. For further details, refer to Sergeant D. McClive's supplemental report submitted under this case number. On December 31st, 2020, at approximately 1400 hours, I took possession of the DVR and transported it back to the owner at her residence in California City. Nothing further. Supplemental report. Author, 1266, Ryan John, related December 27th, 2020, 15:55. On Sunday, December 27th, 2020, at approximately 15:55 hours, Senior Officer L. James, number 11202, and I, Detective J. Ryan, were conducting a follow-up canvass in California City for any possible video surveillance related to the missing children. I observed multiple cameras on the exterior of a residence located in California City, CA 93505. I made contact with the homeowners, Robert Avalar and Zoila Avalar, regarding their video surveillance system. Robert Avalar confirmed that the time and date on the system were accurate and granted permission for us to seize the DVR for further examination. I took possession of the DVR, identified as Night Owl 3.0 Video, Go Smart 220-2351. I then transported the DVR to the Bakersfield Police Department to be downloaded. On January 4th, 2021, at approximately 10:45 hours, I responded to the Bakersfield Police Department, retrieved the DVR, and transported it back to the owners. I made contact with Zoila Avalar and returned the DVR to her. At this time, I do not have any knowledge as to whether the seized video surveillance contains any evidentiary value. However, due to the system deleting footage after approximately 1 month, I believed it was necessary to download the video for further review. Nothing further. Investigator follow-up report. Subject, SW for electronic equipment. Author, 1202. Related date, December 27, 2020, 17. During the investigation, I was advised of the following electronic equipment seized by the California City Police Department. 1. HP laptop. 2. Laptop. 3. Laptop. 4. Dell Inspiron laptop. 5. Dell Inspiron laptop. 6. Amazon tablet. 7. Amazon tabletop. 9. Laptop. 10. SanDisk Cruiser USB flash drive. 11. External hard drive. 12. 8. USB flash drives. 13. SD card. 13. 3 micro SD cards. On Sunday, 12/27/20, at approximately 1700 hours, I authored a search warrant to access the above-listed electronic equipment. The search warrant was signed and authorized by the Honorable Judge Orrin Bowles on 12/27/20 at 2009 hours. The signed search warrant was provided to Detective Ryan, number 11266, who is a task force officer with the Federal Bureau of Investigations. No further. Investigator follow-up report. Subject: first warrant for IMEI. Author: 11202 James Lewis. Related date: December 29, 2020. On Monday, 12/28/20 at 12:14 hours, I received the requested information from T-Mobile, Metro PCS. I reviewed the data received from the company and determined the phone numbers had International Mobile Equipment Identity, IMEI numbers of, phone numbers of, phone numbers of, shared IMEI. On Tuesday, 12/29/20, at approximately 1300 hours, I authored a search warrant requesting any Google accounts related to the above-listed IMEI numbers. The search warrant was signed on 12/29/20 at 15:01 hours by the Honorable Judge Orrin Bowles. The signed search warrant was provided to Detective Garrett, who submitted it to Google at approximately 1935 hours. Google reference. No further. Investigator follow-up report. Subject: 12/19/2020 video canvas. Author: 11306-MCNAB Kyle. Related date: December 30th, 2017. Wednesday, December 30th, 2020. GOESDAG 2020-23512 Detective Arrest. Detective Perez and I, Detective K. McNabb, number 13006, were tasked with retrieving video surveillance footage from December 19th, 2020 at the following locations: Gasco Food Mart, 430 E California Avenue; Superior Grocers, 1115 Union Avenue; McDonald's, 356 Weed Patch, Hawaii. We responded to Gasco and made contact with an employee who provided us access to the video surveillance footage. Before reviewing the footage, we compared the timestamp on the video system to real time and determined that the timestamp was approximately 1 hour and 13 minutes fast. After reviewing the surveillance footage, I observed the following in summary. At approximately 15:48 hours camera time, 14:35 hours real time, Jacqueline West appears in the camera view at the counter of Gasco. Jacqueline West exits the store at approximately 15:49 hours camera time, 14:36 hours real time. At approximately 15:55 hours camera time, 14:42 hours real time, Trezell West enters Gasco and exits it at 15:56 hours camera time, 14:43 hours real time. Detective Perez contacted CSU technician Jimenez, who responded to the scene and seized the video. We then responded to Superior Grocers and made contact with the manager, who provided us access to the video surveillance system. We reviewed the camera footage, and I observed the following in summary. At approximately 14:45 hours, real time, Jacqueline West and Trezell West's vehicle enters camera view from the southeast entrance. As the vehicle passes by the front of Superior Grocers traveling eastbound, I observed Jacqueline West seated in the front passenger seat. Gobe nar 220-235120 arrest. The vehicle parks in the northeast portion of the parking lot, and only Trezell West exits. Trezell West walks southbound across the parking lot and enters Superior Grocers. Trezell West selects several items and checks out using only cash at approximately 14:59 hours real time. Trezell West then returns to his vehicle and leaves the parking lot, exiting southbound on Union Avenue at 17:03 hours real time. A receipt of Trezell West's transaction was provided and scanned into this report. A store representative stated that the surveillance video would have to be obtained through corporate loss prevention, who would email it to me. I provided my business card for further contact. We then responded to McDonald's at 356 Weed Patch, Wabiwai, and contacted the manager. The manager provided access to the surveillance system, which only captured the interior of the restaurant. Detective Perez and I reviewed the footage, but were unable to determine whether Trezell West and Jacqueline West visited the business. CSU technician Jimenez attempted to seize the video footage, but later discovered that the copying process was unsuccessful. No further details. Tuesday, February 16th, 2021. I had still not received the surveillance video from Superior Grocers. I returned to the business at approximately 12:45 hours and followed up with a store representative who provided the contact information for the corporate loss prevention manager. I contacted the corporate loss prevention manager via telephone and email, and they advised that they would upload the video via an evidence.com link, which I later sent to the store representative. The corporate loss prevention manager uploaded multiple videos, but they did not capture the appropriate time frame. I recontacted the loss prevention manager and requested the correct video. Tuesday, February 3rd, 2021. I emailed the loss prevention manager to follow up on the previous request, as I had not yet received the video. The loss prevention manager requested a new evidence.com link, which I sent. They then uploaded the external video from the appropriate time, which captured the West vehicle entering the parking lot, Trezell West exiting his vehicle, entering and exiting Superior Grocers, re-entering his vehicle, and then leaving the parking lot. I then emailed the loss prevention manager requesting the corresponding internal video from 12/19/2020, between 14:45 hours and 1500 hours. They responded that the video would be sent on 2/26/2021. Wednesday, March 3rd, 2021. I emailed the loss prevention manager to follow up on the previous request, as I had not yet received the video. An investigator follow-up report. Subject: Maria Martinez phone content. Author 1176, Arvizu Carlos. Related date December 30th, 2020, 1913. On Wednesday, December 30th, 2020, I authored a search warrant, which was approved by the Honorable Judge Michael Bush at 1620 hours to respond to a location and seize Maria Martinez's cellular telephone. Sergeant Dossie, Detective T. Hernandez, and I responded to the location under GO 2020-235120, detective arrest, and contacted Martinez. We informed her of the search warrant, and Martinez provided Detective T. Hernandez with her Samsung Galaxy S9 cellular telephone and its password. The cellular telephone was seized and transported to the Bakersfield Police Department for analysis. I then authored an additional search warrant, which was approved by the Honorable Judge Tiffany Organ Bowles at 15:01 hours on the same date, 12/30/20, to access the cellular telephone data. The cellular telephone was submitted to the Digital Forensic Unit for analysis. An investigator follow-up report. Subject: Maria Martinez phone content. Author 1176, Arvizu Carlos. Related date December 30th, 2020, 1913. On Wednesday, December 30th, 2020, I authored a search warrant, which was approved by the Honorable Judge Michael Bush at 1620 hours to respond to a location and seize Maria Martinez's cellular telephone. Sergeant Dossie, Detective T. Hernandez, and I responded to the location under GO 2020-235120, detective arrest, and contacted Martinez. We informed her of the search warrant, and Martinez provided Detective T. Hernandez with her Samsung Galaxy S9 cellular telephone and its password. The cellular telephone was seized and transported to the Bakersfield Police Department for analysis. I then authored an additional search warrant, which was approved by the Honorable Judge Tiffany Organ Bowles at 15:01 hours on the same date, 12/30/20, to access the cellular telephone data. The cellular telephone was submitted to the Digital Forensic Unit for analysis. Investigator follow-up report. Subject: California City search warrant. Author 1160, M. Related date January 1st, 2021, 11:10. On Tuesday, December 29th, 2020, myself and additional detectives from the Bakersfield Police Department, along with the California City Police Department, responded to a residence to serve a search warrant for additional evidence related to this case. The warrant was authored by Senior Officer James and also included further processing of the suspect vehicle. While in California City, I received an email from FBI Special Agent Hunter detailing an email tip they received. The email stated the following: "Hello, I wanted to get a hold of someone from the local FBI in regard to the 2 missing children from Cal City. I don't know if it will be of any help, but on the night of the 22nd, I was in my driveway looking out towards the prison and saw 2 cars driving roughly a mile or 2 out into the desert. They were driving together at first, then one stopped while the other continued driving another mile or so. What's weird to me is that they each started a fire. They burned them for about 15-20 minutes, and I was downwind from it. My little brother, a friend, and I all were. At first, it smelled like some kind of chemicals being burned. Then it changed to burning manure mixed with pork, and then more chemicals. The weird thing is, someone was walking around with a flashlight close to my house, right on the edge of the desert. They were on the phone, talking to someone, saying things that seemed to be in regards to cars that were driving down the street by one of the dirt roads leading into the desert. When he noticed that we were watching, he started cussing and took off into the desert toward where the cars were. The cars then drove away really quickly. It only sticks out in my mind because I know burning dry manure burns a lot hotter than wood and can even rival charcoal. It can be even hotter if certain chemicals are burned with it. And there were 2 fires that seemed like they were being controlled and concealed as best as possible. And there are 2 missing kids. The timing was weird to me too because I have never seen anyone else burning in those areas. We made an attempt to contact CCPD as I was observing it, but they didn't really seem to care. So I Googled FBI and Bakersfield, which led me to your email. Here is a screenshot of the desert. I would say probably middle right of here, where the 3 points of that trench meet. The email also included a Google Maps overhead shot of the area of the reporting party and where the reporting party believed the events occurred. I attached this screenshot to the report. With this information in mind, I contacted Lutzer Hightower with the California City Police Department in an attempt to locate a possible call for service related to this matter. Upon searching through calls for service on 12-22-20, Hightower located a call placed at 2026 hours, describing the same circumstances detailed in the shared FBI email tip. I then called the reporting party, who requested I meet with them at their residence in California City, CA. Upon meeting, the reporting party stated they were outside their residence on the night of 12-22-20 when they observed 2 vehicles approximately 1 mile north of their location in the desert field. They observed a fire being set in the distance near those 2 vehicles, along with an additional individual described as a white male, no further description available. This individual was standing in front of the residence, talking on the phone and mentioning cars passing by, which the reporting party took as possible communication with the subjects in the vehicles north of them, acting as a lookout. The reporting party found this unusual for the area, but could not provide a description of the involved vehicles due to the distance. We subsequently responded to the desert field area described in an attempt to locate any burn areas, but were unable to locate anything obvious. We then proceeded to execute the search warrant at the residence. Upon arrival, Detective Hernandez issued announcements at the front door. After receiving no answer, I lifted the open garage door to the residence and attempted to access the interior through a door leading from the garage. The door was locked, requiring Detective McIrvin to force entry. Upon entering the residence, no subjects were located inside. I located the following items of evidence, which I provided to CSU lab technician Martinez, who later booked them into the BPD property room as evidence. 1. Bedding from 3 separate mattresses in the west bedroom. 2. Bedding from 3 separate mattresses in the southeast bedroom. 3 FedEx gift cards atop the living room couch. Additionally, I located the following items inside a plastic bin on the floor of the northeast master bedroom. These items were photographed and left on scene. LG LM600TM cellular telephone box, empty. LG LM600TM cellular telephone box. Go 220-23512 detective arrest. During a search of the residence, I noted that there were numerous wrapped Christmas presents in the living room, addressed to the children. I located a total of four wrapped gifts, with 2 addressed to Orrin and 2 addressed to Orson. I opened these gifts and noted they contained identical items for both children, which included Suncatcher watercoloring set, Melissa and Doug wooden block set. These gifts were photographed in place and not seized. Have investigator follow-up report. Subject, DVR. Author, 1/12/33, Dice, Poteet, Lindy. Related date, January 3rd, 2021, 15:56. While reviewing the camera footage from the Swan DVR, Channel 7, I observed 2 adult subjects and 4 juveniles exit the residence and enter the white van parked in front of the residence on 12/19/20 at approximately 11:33 hours. The last juvenile to enter the van, appearing to be the eldest, entered the van, exited, and re-entered the residence twice before finally re-entering the van. The van then exited the driveway, traveling away from the camera. At approximately 15:44 hours, the van returns. One of the adults exits the van and walks toward the residence, then returns to the van while the other adult checks the mail. Both adults then walk toward the residence. The children do not appear to be present at this time. On 12/20/20 at approximately 13:24 hours, an adult subject exits the residence and enters the van. The van then exits the driveway, driving away from the camera. At approximately 13:40 hours, the van returns to the residence. The driver exits the van alone and enters the residence. As of 17:33 hours, the juveniles have yet to return to the residence after leaving the day prior. At approximately 17:34 hours, 2 subjects exit the rear of the residence and, through the lighting in the fence, are seen walking into the backyard toward a separate structure. At approximately 17:35 hours, 1 subject is seen walking back toward the house carrying a large object, with the second subject following shortly after, also carrying a large object back into the residence. On 12/21 to at approximately 16:12 hours, I observed an adult subject in the rear yard for several minutes, engaging in an unknown activity. At 16:32 hours, I observed a single adult subject exit the front of the residence, enter the van, and drive away. The vehicle returns at approximately 16:39 hours, at which point only 1 subject exits the van and enters the residence. At approximately 152 hours, a patrol vehicle arrives, at which time 2 adult subjects exit the residence to greet the officer. The adult subjects then enter the van and drive around searching with the patrol vehicle. The following dates have been reviewed under Swan DVR, Channel 2, Subject, iPhone located in desert. Author, 1266, Ryan, John. Related date, January 4th, 2021, 12:30. On Monday, January 4th, 2021, at approximately 12:30 hours, I, Metnerhalf 66, met with Officer B. Hansen from the California City Police Department to take possession of a cellular phone that was located during a search by community members. The cellular phone was in a clear evidence bag with evidence tag CR 20-1452-049. The phone was described as a white Apple iPhone with a Winnie the Pooh case. I took possession of the phone and transported it to the Bakersfield Police Department, where I gave it to Detective T. Hernandez, number 954. For further details, refer Detective T. Hernandez's supplemental report regarding the phone. Investigator follow-up report. Author, 1107. Related date, January 5th, 2021, 7:29. On 12/23/20, Senior Officer L. James obtained a search warrant to obtain call detail records for telephone numbers redacted from 09/22/20 to 12/22/20. It was later discovered that the second number contained a typographical error, and the actual number was redacted. An additional search warrant was obtained on 12/27/20 for that correct telephone number. Gode Najdav 2020-23512, Detective Arrest. On 12/27/20, Senior Officer L. James obtained a search warrant to obtain call detail records for telephone numbers from 08/13/20 to 10/13/20. On 12/30/20, I obtained the aforementioned T-Mobile call detail records from Senior Officer James and learned the following information. Telephone number, redacted, was an older telephone number associated with Trezell West. Based on the records provided by T-Mobile, this line was active from 02/12/14 through 10/14/20. The subscriber was listed as Jacqueline West with an associated address in California City. The IMEI associated with the call detail records during the time frame of the warrant was redacted star, which returned to a Samsung Galaxy S8. Telephone not redacteds was an older telephone number associated with Jacqueline West. Based on the records provided by T-Mobile, this line was active from 2/12/14 through 10/13/20. The ASH subscriber was listed as Jacqueline West with an associated address in California City. The IMEI associated with the call detail records during the time frame of the warrant which also returned to a Samsung Galaxy S8. Telephone hour was a telephone number associated with Trezell West. Based on the records provided by T-Mobile, this line was active from 10/13/20 through 12/23/20. The subscriber was listed as Jacqueline West with an associated address in California City. The records provided showed two different IMEI numbers associated with this account during the requested time frame. From 10/13/20 to 12/05/20, the records listed IMEI redacted star, which returned to a Samsung Galaxy S8. On 12/05/20, a new phone was activated, and the IMEI was updated, now returning to an LG ThinQ cellular telephone. The ASH IMEI numbers associated with the LG ThinQ cellular telephones matched the IMEI numbers located on the manufacturer boxes found in California City during the execution of a search warrant, as well as the physical phones seized during this investigation. The Samsung Note 3 redacted was also located at the residence, but was later determined not to be a functional phone. The only phone that has not been located at this time is the Samsung S8 phone, listed in Jacqueline West's call detail records. On 12/30/20, at approximately 16:45 hours, the Honorable Judge T. Organ Bowles authorized a search warrant to obtain true call records from T-Mobile for the four known telephone numbers associated with Trezell West and Jacqueline West from 09/04/25 to 09/10/2020. I executed this search warrant on 12/30/20 at approximately 17:01 hours by emailing T-Mobile my exigent records request at their listed email address and attaching a copy of the warrant. I later received a voicemail from John with T-Mobile advising that he had a question about my request. However, in the same voicemail, he stated that he saw the attached search warrant and to disregard his message. On 12/30/20 at approximately 19:09 hours, the Honorable Judge T. Organ Bowles authorized another search warrant to obtain account information associated with the IMEI numbers. I executed this search warrant by uploading a copy of the warrant into Google's law enforcement portal on 12/30/20 at approximately 19:40 hours. On 12/30/20 at approximately 23:28 hours, I received the requested information from Google pertaining to the two IMEI numbers that were requested. Upon reviewing the data, I located the following email accounts linked to the device. I provided this information to Detective T. Hernandez, who authored an additional search warrant to Google. On 12/31/20, I drove to Roseville, California, to pick up several pieces of electronic evidence from the FBI that had been seized during the initial investigation by the California City Police Department. At approximately 10:50 hours, I met with FBI Agent Forensic Examiner S. Medlin, who relinquished control of 15 pieces of evidence and provided an additional hard drive containing digital copies of most of the electronic items that had been copied. Agent Medlin advised that they had not yet attempted to extract any information from either of the LGQ cellular telephones that were seized. I transported the items back to the Bakersfield Police Department and provided them to Sergeant D. McClive, who is assigned to the Bakersfield Police Department Computer Forensics Unit. For an itemized list of the items I picked up, refer to the attached property receipt that was scanned into this report. On 001-0621, I contacted T-Mobile to check the status of my exigent true call request. I was advised by Ray Sean that he could not locate my request from 12/30/2020 and advised that I should send my correspondence to redacted Char. I emailed T-Mobile an additional copy of the search warrant, which included a request for true call data for the following dates: 09/04/20 to 09/11/20, 09/12/20 to 09/18/20, 09/19/20 to 09/25/20. I also provided T-Mobile's internal tracking numbers from the previous requests submitted by Senior Officer L. James. On 01/07/21, I contacted T-Mobile once again to check on the status of my request and spoke with Peggy Parr, who advised she would process my request. I was later recontacted by Peggy, who advised that the true call/TDOA data is only maintained for 45 days, and that no data was available for the requested timeframe. She advised that we could instead request IP data usage logs with cell sites, which are maintained for 24 months and could possibly assist in this investigation. I then emailed T-Mobile an additional request asking for the following information: IP logs with cell site, reference agent, telephone nudge, from 09/22/20 to 12/22/20. Subject, Martine's interview. Author, 1176, RV Zoo. Related date, January 6, 2021, 0913. On Wednesday, December 30th, 2020, at 16:51 hours, Detective T. Hernandez, Sergeant R. Dossie, and I were at location redacted, executing a search warrant to seize Maria Martinez's cellular telephone. While on scene, Detective Hernandez and I contacted Martinez and obtained a statement. The statement was captured via Axon body-worn camera and later uploaded to evidence.com. The following is a summary of the statement and is not verbatim nor in exact sequence. For further details regarding the interview, refer to the uploaded footage. Due to Martinez being a Spanish speaker only, I translated the interview between Detective Hernandez and Martinez. Martinez stated she does not know what happened with the missing children. She stated she was told the children got out and they went looking for them. She stated the police were notified to help look for the children, but they were not found and they were detained. Martinez stated, he is here and they are over there, so she does not know what is happening. She stated the only thing she knows is that the children got lost, and who knows where they are. I informed Martinez that if at any time she wanted to stop talking, that was fine, and we appreciated her speaking with us. Martinez stated she does not know anything and will not say anything she does not know. She advised that since they are in California City and she is in Bakersfield, they haven't had much communication. She stated that when they initially moved, Jacqueline West's telephone was not working. Martinez stated she felt bad about not receiving any phone calls, but Jacqueline West told her the reason she wasn't calling was because her telephone wasn't working. She stated they later obtained a laptop, at which time they began to communicate more frequently. Martinez stated Jacqueline West and Trezell West moved to California City in September, but was not sure of the exact date. She approximated it was sometime after the 20th of September. When asked how long they did not communicate after the move, Martinez stated that when they moved, Jacqueline West's telephone was already having issues because it was broken. When asked for a time frame in which they did not speak, Martinez stated she was not sure of the exact time, but estimated about a week. She advised she would receive occasional calls from Jacqueline West, but the calls would disconnect often due to her telephone being broken. She stated she does not know the exact dates of when she received calls from Jacqueline West using a laptop. Martinez was asked, when was the last time she personally saw Orrin West and Orson West? She stated she went to California City on October 10th to drop off some plants. She stated when she arrived, she went directly to the dining room, and Jacqueline West made her a cup of coffee. Martinez stated the kids and their father were playing in the living room, so her children ran in to play also, and she went into the dining room. Martinez stated she did not go into the living room herself. She stated after having coffee, she told Jacqueline West they should plant the plants because she had to go to San Fernando. They then went outside and planted the plants. She advised that after planting, she washed her hands outside and left. I asked Martinez if she was sure that she saw Orrin West and Orson West. She stated that she passed through, saw the children, and said hello to them, assuming they were there. When asked if she actually saw Orrin West and Orson West, Martinez stated that she did not focus her attention on the children, but was confident they were there because Jacqueline West always had them. Martinez would not say if she actually saw the children and continued to insist they had to be there because Jacqueline West always had them with her. She stated that Jacqueline West had always taken good care of the children and questioned why investigators weren't investigating the biological family of Orrin and Orson West. Martinez stated that the biological mother had previously said she was trying to bring presents to the children, but didn't know where they lived because Trezell and Jacqueline West had just purchased their home. Martinez speculated that if the biological mother had been in the area when the children got out, she possibly took them. Martinez stated that people had said the children were seen outside, and that Jacqueline West was given paperwork indicating the children had been seen on camera footage walking on an unknown block, with others claiming the children were not wearing sweaters. She asked how people knew these details and insisted they must have gone there to see the children. When asked who said the children were seen not wearing sweaters, Martinez answered, "The news." And I asked Martinez if she saw this information on a police report or if it was from the news. She stated that Jacqueline West received paperwork at the court. Martinez continued to insist that the biological mother had been responding to Trezell and Jacqueline West's residence on the day the children were reported missing. She stated that if the biological mother was in the area when the children got out, she possibly had the opportunity to take them. Martinez stated that investigators should look into the family and friends of the biological mother. Martinez was asked if she spent a lot of time with all the children before they moved. She stated that she did not, because Jacqueline West did not bring the children outside and rarely left the house with them. She said that she occasionally called Jacqueline West and invited her over for coffee. She advised that Jacqueline West would visit her home alone, without the children, for a short time to drink coffee, then leave immediately after finishing. Martinez stated that the children were well-behaved and smart. She stated that the children were not physically disciplined, and that discipline was enforced by taking away their favorite toys. Martinez was asked if something had happened to Orrin West before they moved. She stated that she did not think so, and then asked if someone had mentioned a broken leg. Martinez stated that the broken leg incident occurred when Orrin was months old, and that it happened while the biological mother had custody of him. I informed Martinez that we had a search warrant to seize her cellular telephone and download its contents. She was advised that if there was anything that might tie her to something that happened, either intentionally or accidentally, now would be the time to be forthcoming. Martinez stated that there was nothing to disclose. She explained that she and Jacqueline West live separate lives and do not get involved in each other's personal business. Martinez's cellular telephone was seized, and she provided the password. She was given a copy of the search warrant and property receipt. No further details. I know a lot of you have been patiently waiting for all the details, and trust me, I'm trying to move as fast as I can to get everything out. But because there's so much information to go through, I'm not able to fit everything into just one video. So I have to break it up into a part 2. I'm sorry for the wait, but I want to make sure I'm giving you all the facts step by step. At the heart of all of this are Orrin and Orson West, 2 innocent little boys who deserved love, safety, and protection. Instead, they were failed in the worst way possible. We are going to keep pushing for the truth, no matter how long it takes. These boys deserve justice. In the next part, we'll be going over even more interviews, including those with Jacqueline West, Trezell West, and Wanda West, as well as additional witness statements, receipts, and other crucial evidence. There's a lot more to uncover, and I don't want to leave anything out. So if you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed, turn on your notifications, and stay locked in because we're going to keep breaking this case down piece by piece. That's it for now. I'm Slim Hoffa, and I'll see you in the next one.
Subscribe, if you haven't already, and hit the like button. Only if you like my content. Thank you for watching Slim Hoffa True Crime Time.
It's a link in my bio, click it.